couldn't be more appropriate to this moment, because it definitely leads to something completely different. Okay, I will speak very briefly about, well, I will speak in more detail about myself and my career, because that's what it's all about, but I will also introduce my team, who I'm working with in Shell, and I will show you some of the career paths that we have in our group. Okay, so about myself. Actually, Peter, I was thinking this morning, like, okay, I could say the same. I had a number of fortunate, just accidents, things happening. So I did my diploma in pure mathematics at the University of Dortmund. And because I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do at the time, I chose to start in two secondary classes, which was computer science and statistics. So, well, computer science I stopped very quickly because I wasn't the person to sit behind the computer and develop algorithms all the time. So, yeah, that wasn't really my type of thing. So I started with statistics, and then came the very lucky moment that Professor Theis joined the statistics department in Dortmund, coming from Siebergeil. And for the first time ever, I had university courses which were actually immediately clear, telling you what working in industry is about. And all his examples were real-life examples. So that was a huge impact. So when I was getting close to the finish line with my diploma, I was just writing my thesis, and I just happened to run into Professor Theis, and he asked me, when will you finally be finished? I went like, yeah, well, you know, I'm just writing my thesis, and at the time we still had to do our exams afterwards. So, and then he said, like, oh yeah, well, when you're close to the finish line, please let me know, and then we will see what you could do. So that's how I ended up doing my PhD in applied statistics. And I've done that, well, first I started on a project on business cycles and with classification. And, well, I did their work on classification and clustering. And at that time, because you also said something about mathematicians and you were a bit critical about them, at the time I met Tormod Nesh, a professor from Norway, and he said, like, well, I only know two types of mathematicians. Those that can deal with real data and those that can't. 4 years later, I had the chance to meet him again, and I asked him, okay, so, Tormod, what type of mathematician am I? And he went like, you're not a mathematician, you're a statistician. Okay, so that's what I call myself since then. And partly so. Okay, the second project, and there again, yes, they also parallel illness struck when I had just started. And then, returning from that illness, there was this second project that we had already discussed when I joined the department, was on antibiotics in sewage water. The problem there was, I wanted to do something in design of experiments. But this project was, well, these experiments took 3 months each. And we had 3 years to analyze something like 16 different antibiotics in that project. So there was just simply no way of doing any sort of proper, say, design work whatsoever. But okay. So what I did was I helped them with improving the experimental setup, and I actually managed to get a few repetitions into the whole planning, which was quite a good achievement, and we found out quite some things about the whole process, and that was quite enjoyable. It also gave me the first really cool result in working with practitioners, because they had given me data, and the data was, they wanted to know if a low or a high dose of a typical mix of antibiotics would impact their sewage cleaning. And they had done this in the way that they supposedly had to do it. First, a running phase of the installation, and then 2 months test time for the low dose, and then a high dose. And I came back to them after looking at the data. Well, the only thing that I can see in your data is a trend which is due to the temperature. That's it. I can't see anything else. They were like, no. Temperature plus minus 3 degrees Celsius doesn't matter. I was like, yeah, but you do have a trend in temperature. And the trend was from 17 to 26 degrees. So obviously it had an impact. But we had first to have face-to-face contact. And then a few weeks later, after face-to-face, and they agreed, okay, yes, it is the only thing that we have in this thing. We had started a new experiment. And then one morning I came into the office, and I get a phone call from them. They came with this nice question: we have swimming sludge in our plant, what do we do? I'm like, sorry, I'm the statistician, I don't know what swimming sludge is, let alone what you do in that case. No, what they wanted to know actually was, should we now treat all there were 3 of these plants, should we treat all 3 of them the same way, or should we not treat the one that is showing the swimming sludge? And I said, like, well, I would prefer you actually do the same to all 3 of them, and depending on what you really need to do, you decide if you do it to all 3 of them, or you don't do anything. So that's what they did, and that was quite helpful. It was very interesting to see how quickly it goes from, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about, to, well, he will have to tell us something. And finally, the last project came around, which sounds a bit like what Shell is doing, deep hole drilling, but actually it was all about long holes in steel, and 2 types of disturbances that the mechanical engineers thought were appearing rather randomly. And, well, yeah, I did a little bit of design experiments. But the main thing in my thesis was then about modeling varying amplitudes, because what we found by using a design of experiment was that it was all driven by certain frequencies. Okay, so that was university career, and so in 2004 I had to find some place outside university, because I had found out that, well, publications didn't go that well, because if you're so broad, then you struggle sometimes with getting stuff published. And I generally had the feeling like, okay, no, I really want to do something else now. So I went into a medium-sized consultancy in Germany, and it's as a consultant for data mining, which was the buzzword at the time. And I did work for insurances, on customer value management and things like that, but also a few interesting endeavors in survey development and analysis thereof. So all sorts of nice little things. And then in 2007 I changed to Unilever R&D in the Netherlands. So I was in Cologne. And then in Unilever, I worked as a statistician in research. I worked with food scientists. I worked with a lot with psychologists in the consumer experience area, which was highly interesting, because there we developed actually a good mood measurement for China, which was a very interesting endeavor, because the culture is of course very different, and when we started the whole thing, well, we had no Chinese in our team, so there was no one with first-hand experience, so we found out quite a lot of interesting things about agriculture. And finally, then in 2011, I joined Shell, and been working there since in a very broad sense. So the statistics and chemometrics team, we are working across all Shell, and I personally actually do work with many different areas. Of course, my hobby horse, the design of experiments, is the main part of my work. There I work with teams in catalysts and lubricants, but also in well engineering, and a little bit in fuels. That's all about, well, inventing new products, but it's also process optimization and general other types of science. But also I have had discussions with reservoir engineering where it's all about simulation. So they have big simulators to actually model reservoirs. Okay, and then other things that I did was I helped our external relations department with analyzing a database that they have with all sorts of articles that are scored by an outside agency. We have all these articles and we have all sorts of dimensions on them to make sense of these things and to help some of the some of our leaders to actually figure out what's going on and what are the topics that we really should have a look at. And then finally, recently I finished a truly big data project for retail, with spatial aspects. So I have a little knowledge about spatial, but not that much, I admit. That was really a huge data set, 300 million observations, so that was really, really big. Okay. About the team that I'm working in. So we are in total approximately 18 professional statisticians and chemometricians, and we are working in Manchester in the UK, Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, Houston, and one of us is at the moment in Singapore. And we have a wide variety of different backgrounds. So it's not just statisticians, mathematicians, but also software engineering, pharmacy, econometrics, chemical engineering. And yeah, it's also a very diverse team, different nationalities, and so forth. So here's the picture. Well, I must say that all of this is slightly outdated because only a month ago, quite a number of the, more senior colleagues left after we have, all sorts of reorganizations going on, of course, at the moment in the company with a low oil price. But there's still a lot to do for us. So now I have two very short examples. One was, wells R&D. So after about 2 years in Shell, I managed actually to finally get the connection with the well engineers and to do something on real deep hole drilling. And the interesting thing here was they are using a simulator to design their wells, and that means planning how thick do we need to drill in the beginning, how do you stage this to actually get down to the depths, which are at the moment typically between 1,500 to 3,500 meters, so that's quite a long pipe that you need to get underground. But the problem is there, when you're drilling, you can't use normal, fluids that you would use in drilling. So in the deep hole VTA, deep hole drilling, we use oil to actually pump around the things and carry away whatever typically we were producing. Here, we of course need to get stuff out of the ground. And every 20 meters, you have to exchange the pipe. Well, have to add a piece of pipe at the top. So you have to stop the process, and to make that feasible, you actually use something which is called non-Newtonian fluids. And when they had this design running, they had a new experimental installation. They did do 330 runs, 2.5 weeks of work, another 2.5 weeks of analyzing the data, and in the end, I came up with a design which just 77 runs, and they were finished actually within a week. Okay, I don't talk about the extremes because, although Jill might like that, because it is actually it's an example of my line manager Phil Jonathan, who used the work here with directions on the covariates. Okay, so very shortly, that's what it's all about. Career path in share. So what we saw in our team. So this is actually a summary of all the people that went through the department until I think 2013 or so. You can see the long list of different qualifications, stuff people did before Shell, and there's some who came actually from within Shell. Things like lubricant scientists, you can see refinery control engineer, and then people stayed in stuff for many years, and then went on either outside studs, customer loyalty cards, the VA, Heathrow, lecturer, banking statistics, and within Shell we see also a lot of people moving around or up, even up to HR vice president. So so there's a lot in there for you to experience. And when I finish with this slide, what's in it for you? Well, you already heard huge breadth of interesting topics. And the one thing that I also always enjoy is you can really make a difference. Yeah, discussing with your colleagues, you really make a difference. Because they are just kind of like, they have this problem and they don't know how to solve it, and you come in and give them very good help in doing that. And and on top of that, we actually have the luxury that we sit in R&D and therefore can also develop our own new approaches. So there's a lot of collaboration with University Lancaster in particular, and others as well. Okay. I stop here.